Hello and welcome back to JomezPro's coverage of the 2023 European Open presented by Discmania. You are watching the second PDGA Professional Major of the year. We're here in Nokia, Finland, and you're listening to Nate Sexton, Jeremey Koling, and Paul Ulibarri.
Front nine producing some scores that we expected to see, but not from the card that had to deal with the grodiest of all the weather. Klein shooting 7 under, currently on a 6-hole birdie streak. McBeth off to a great start as well. 5 under is good, especially with the bogey. McMahon getting some things going there in the later half of the front nine, but still not the front nine he was looking to score. And Matty-O is needing to get some birdies in a desperate way. Off to a slow start, falling behind the pace. A lot of players in that 5, 6, and 7 under range after the front nine.
Yeah, and hole 10 ain't easy. Par 4, 755, clear this little soccer field hill. You see they'll be on the left and right, and then it gets really tight over here by the pin with a bunch of these little guardian trees to the left, hay bales on the right, and it's windy. Distance on the tee is not going to be a problem for him. It's the upshot that's the tricky part.
Yeah, tee shot's pretty wide open, and I think that's why the scoring average isn't much higher. Klein keeping that really wide, getting underneath the tree and landing in a pretty good spot. He's going to be about 370 feet from the pin. That being said, it is the 5th most difficult hole on the course, averaging just over par at 4.03. Eagle is pushing this left side, and this needs to curl up quick.
Wow.
And it does. That is a huge drop.
Yeah, that's about as aggressive as you're going to see.
I mean, what are the 6 or 7 hardest holes on the back nine, I believe, probably, as far as scoring average?
For sure.
Very good.
It's actually 7 of the 9 hardest holes.
Hole 3, I would think, is the only one that really has a chance to mix it up.
Correct.
With the difficulty of the back nine. Ooh, nice big skip. Sit down, perfect.
There you go. That's how it's done.
Now from here, he's got about 400 feet in to the pin.
Likes to go with the low shot.
It goes low to avoid pulling it, perhaps, keeping it underneath the wind.
But in effect, a layup, really. I mean, I'm sure he didn't mean to play it that conservative, but he's going to have an attempt from circle 2, but not the shot I think he was looking for.
This one was high.
More aggressive for sure, and
does it get the curl?
That's makeable. I think that's C1.
Yeah, right at the edge of C1 for sure. Putting downhill for the bird.
For 7 in a row? Correct?
To try to get 7 in a row.
Oh my goodness.
They definitely made this hole easier, I feel like, by putting those hay bales, because like a shot like that would normally roll. And those hay bales stop. I like that, though.
Yeah, I do too.
I think that it makes it easier and harder at the same time, though, because a wide shot stays OB and never gets back in bounds.
That's true. You can hit him on the skip.
You're
Wow.
like, man. Wow. Okay.
That's the second set of hay bales he skipped over today.
It certainly is.
And he's got one more chance on hole 16
hole
to
16.
get the trifecta.
McMahon getting aggressive. I mean, McBeth getting aggressive.
That's kind of amazing. Eagles have got now minimum 3 strokes worth of hay bale skips on his scorecard. Agreed?
Yeah.
Because he's not getting 8, and that's a 2-shot skip right there. That's kind of crazy.
McBeth saves par. Kyle knocks down the 7 in a row birdie putt.
Wow.
Great putt from up there.
And I believe the longest birdie streak last year in the epic battle between the McBrothers was 7 holes in a row.
Okay.
So
Laying down the gauntlet.
Kyle has an opportunity to step up to one of the hardest par 3s on the course to try to set a new mark. That is a lot of green right there. Kyle just getting through the rain in epic fashion.
It's amazing. You see Eagle in that slow-mo drive. He's delivering that with so much hyzer, and that's an aggressive play. Like, everybody else who wants to make that corner in one, you're not really going like full hyzer to there. You have to kind of flatten. He goes all hyzer and gets around. Amazing.
And on this drone, you see that pond off to the right? That is the biggest problem here on this 430-foot par 3.
These guys are loving these new gold rim discs that just came out. You see Eagle and Kyle both throwing this.
Oh, the big kick.
Oh,
Okay.
What a guy. What is happening?
That was probably going to go out of bounds, and then it gets launched off that tree, shoots OB, whatever it kicked off of, rolls it back in bounds. What a break for Kyle Klein.
Yeah, there's nothing in there but hedgehogs. I feel if the only thing that could have hit is a little hedgehog to bounce back like that.
Eagle
So
going.
high.
Now, this is the play to challenge these trees right over the pond. Goes over the top just barely. That is as good as you can throw that wide, high shot.
Wow.
Power is so important here to get the birdie on 11. The straight shot essentially doesn't even exist. You have to go the wide hyzer. And Matty O is turned around immediately in disgust,
Hedgehog.
knowing hedgehog or bust.
Yeah, for sure.
And he's busted.
This is such a weird hole. You gotta get so lucky just to get through. You could like this looks pretty good, but it's probably splashed down, but it might get lucky. Who knows?
Oh,
See, a little lucky.
So
Like
pretty
it's just so
fortunate.
random.
Pretty
Oh my
fortunate.
Like that should be OB, but it's
Yep.
not. The next guy's gonna be OB. The next guy after him's gonna skip through somehow.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
is kind of a luck fest in the last 10% of this hole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when I say kind of, it's like nearly totally.
And especially as you get to, later in the teeing order. Kyle going first, hedgehogs are still out eating. Once he hits one and bounces in, they go in their burrows.
They're going back.
And then Matty O's got no chance because those hedgehogs are under at that point.
I would love to see this one push all the way back to the corner to where you can hang it out over the OB
Around
if
everything.
if you want, or you can kind of play it up the middle.
I think all it really needs is to trim those trees back a little bit and make the gap over the pond like twice as wide.
Oh yeah. Maybe move it to another course.
Eagle picking up the coveted birdie on 11 with a
Yeah.
nice putt.
It is a good get though. You feel so good
You
when you
feel
get the
really
bird.
good
It's
about
like,
it.
wow, I got you.
It's definitely one of those holes that is like annoyingly okay with bogey too.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like I bogey and I'm like, yeah, that's how it goes. And then I think, should I be thinking that way? Maybe I should be madder. I don't know.
Same way. Feel the same way, Nate. Look at that crowd
I
out
wonder-
there. Pretty
Yeah.
good. Pretty good for a Thursday.
And it's
I wonder
getting
how
sunny
this hole
again.
would play if it were a hole 17. Like the two-stroke swing is so quick
Yes.
on hole 11.
Yes.
That if this were a late in the round type of hole, would it change the way people attacked it, or would they still go up with the same attitude of like, oh, okay, birdie or bogey? I don't know.
I'm willing to trade that hole with like some course in Nebraska.
Just everyone takes a flight to Nebraska, play that one hole, get back to Finland, finish the round.
I probably wouldn't do a 1-to-1. I feel like you'd get 3-4 Nebraska holes probably back in
For that
return
one.
for a beast. That's a pretty
Yeah.
famous hole.
That's true.
With long walk for the players to get over here on 12. And now they have this par 4, low ceiling. Eagles getting super rippy with it.
This needs to start curling right.
Oh,
and it's
You know what
That's
I've
so
noticed
good.
about these
Instant
guys?
birdie range
They are
there.
so close to disaster, and they just somehow skip over hay bales, right off of hedgehogs, skimming right by the freaking wood line.
Yeah, that was
Kyle
awesome.
absolutely peering it.
Yep.
it doesn't require any luck.
Zero luck.
No.
That's what it takes to win a major, though. You have to play great, and you have to take the good breaks when they come and take advantage of it.
Somebody's getting them, that's for sure.
Oh, that's not a good break.
That's
It's not a good shot either, though.
Yeah.
He kind of leaked that.
Matty needs to get going. That's not it.
Yeah, gonna be
He's even par.
gonna be
84.
almost impossible to birdie from there, I think.
Yeah.
That's going to be pushing the ceiling and the hill simultaneously with this shot.
Oh, and that's inside.
And that's going to, left and inside. he's going to be happy with the par now. That's a really good effort from back there. Wow.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
That is not birdie range off the tee, and he has turned it into a great look.
Kyle didn't quite get as far to the right as you would like, but he's drifting this really nicely.
Wow. Great angle with the forehand.
Oh, mama.
Absolutely beautiful.
Kid's slicing and dicing right now. He's carving up this place. Different angles, different heights,
And that was
different
just
speeds.
the 2 shots he threw there. There was nothing that could happen, either of them. I mean, he was dead middle, perfect angle, perfect speed, everything great. There's going to be almost not much of a putt over there. I'm worried for Matt.
Yeah, that's I didn't even know Kyle really had that force over turn, holding the angle forehand approach with that speed. It's good versatility from the young man.
Look at Eagles Drive.
I
That was
know.
So far.
Matt, gonna see if he can get something out of here. No, this is just not a good hole for him.
Matty
Today?
get over par now.
This would be birdie for the ages right here. It is.
Oh.
I was going to say it is, but
That was Cage?
No, just
High.
high.
Top.
Hits the very lowest part of the band.
Maybe also Cage on the way down. I couldn't quite tell.
Eagle
McMahon.
essentially earning the birdie off the tee shot. That was just
yeah.
ripped on the roller.
These 2 holes back to back, I feel, are that way. The best tee shots you ever see on them, it's like a foregone conclusion. After you pipe one, 13 is similar. So if Eagle goes to town there, you can get to a place where it's probably 200 or less into the basket with a blistered drive.
I've seen people lay down rollers on 13 before, 12 and 13. It's not surprising, but the fact that he went with the roller on 4 leads me to believe that he's probably going to try again here on 13. It's a good play to get a lot of distance.
Here is the tee of 13, par 4, 614 feet, 187 meters, through the skinny gap, up the hill, and then down the other side of the hill back to the left. One last tree protecting the basket, a little slope behind the basket if you come in too hot. But if you can hit that first gap, you're definitely thinking birdie here.
And he's got the same roller disc that he's been throwing. He's on a good birdie streak right now, too. Oh,
Wow.
Look at that trust. Oh my gosh, this thing is absolutely annihilated.
No way.
That's far, but I feel like if he threw an air shot off the tee, he would just go way past even that.
Certainly on a rainy day, I think you're probably right.
Yeah.
That looked like a lot of slowdown thanks to the wet grass.
Kyle is telling me something here with his forehand game. I mean, I've played several rounds with him, and I've seen him throw forehand before, but I really like how much trust he's feeling with that shot right now. This course does set up well for the good forehand angle player.
A little bit of a baby flex for McBeth. Great distance, great
know.
position.
I don't know if I've seen McBeth go forehand off the tee on this hole in the past.
I think it makes the most sense as far as how big the gap is and how the Annie shape makes the gap wider. I feel like the sidearm's definitely the play if you have it.
Yeah, and he's always had it though. That's the thing I guess that maybe surprises me.
Yeah, he's never had it. Just kidding. I'm kidding. Yeah, he's. We've all said it. One of the most underrated sidearm players ever.
Yeah, it's hard to call someone the most underrated for a long time, but he's been that way.
Still, yeah. I feel like if he just played all sidearms, he'd probably still win Worlds.
All fantastic drives from the group here.
Seriously.
So good.
And great approaches so far as well.
What is this coming in as? One of the softer or is it harder?
It's one of the 2 holes on the back 9 that are on the easier half.
Yeah. Makes sense. Matty O in there. Okay, he needs that.
3.76 average.
I feel like that's an awkward distance right there where he was.
Yeah.
Because you want to like kind of punch it in there, but then you want to throw putter, and then you end up with this putt.
And
It's
he's
fine,
not concerned
but-
about it. And now Eagle's off to 6 in a row now, 7 of the last 8, and he is at 6 under. Remember when we were talking about his slow start? Through 5 holes, he was over par.
Kyle Klein is putting to go to double digits, is he not?
Is he already there?
Yeah, he's
He's
going
thinking about
double
going
digits.
there
he
right
just
now.
is already there. Double digits for Kyle Klein. The hardest holes yet to come, but my goodness, that is what you want right there.
Yeah, you can pad a really great score going into those last holes because
Totally.
there is ways to play him too, which I like, for par. You don't have to be super aggressive and just be like, no, I want birdies, because it can definitely turn into triple, double bogeys. You can play these holes for par coming out. Aside from the next one you want to get.
Good star frame for our group. We didn't mention, but that basket on 13 was brought back just a little bit from when you were here last. It's the second year in that on the edge of the hill. This time they brought 14's tee pad back about 10 meters and a little bit off to the right. Now the angle is more of a hyzer forehand and not just a straight shot or a backhand turnover with a flippy fairway driver. Used to be in the 365 range. Now it's just shy of 400 feet.
This looks
Ooh.
too low.
Turned straight into the ground, but hits the gap at least. He's going to have maybe 70 feet. Wide with the forehand. Kyle fighting through.
C2 look.
He's kind of getting through today.
Yeah. First player in the field, I believe, to get to that double digits number.
Not the greatest tee shot so far. The one guy who really needs it, though,
Yeah.
is this guy right here.
And this is overturned, I believe.
I don't
like the
know.
turn.
Oh, no. It is not overturned. Creeping inside C1. Only player on the card to do that.
Beth from 90.
Eagle from, let's call it 75 feet. Keep the
Yeah.
birdie streak alive, my friend.
Wow.
Jeez.
And that gets him to a 7-hole birdie streak. So he has got an opportunity to set a new birdie streak mark here at the European Open.
That was a million miles.
Sometimes when you get in those heaters, it's just you expect to make it.
Yeah.
Can this guy hit this and go to 11? Just high.
He just doesn't miss those. He really doesn't miss 32 footers.
It's a good policy.
I love with his unique style of putting, he's able to keep that nose up angle. Just, it seems like it's always tracking chain height. When was the last time you remember talking about a poor Matty O putting round? I can't recall.
It's very true. He's a good putter. This round, though, he's been, I feel like, maybe a little too aggressive on the long ones. Bit him one time,
Yeah.
but it's gotten him to have a lot of work throughout the round, and sometimes that wears on you, because then you're pushing. That was a big-time birdie, though, to get to 1 under par. Hole 15, par 3, 476. There's a big hyzer play out wide. This is an island, kind of plays as an island here. If you go OB, there's no drop zone or anything. It's just where you went out, but Eagle's going to go right down the middle. This is a good look at all the OB left and right. Trees everywhere.
This is a little too high, I'm afraid. I'm concerned. Oh,
You concerned for good reason.
Yeah.
You just don't have a lot of space off to the left side. I think that's gone to B. It looks like it's crept around around the stake. I think the drives that are parking this hole are kind of just zipped right at the pin. Those high stolly plays just don't have enough space up high, or space left.
Perfect layup.
What I like about that layup from Matty is talked about game plan early on in his interview on the front nine. And when you're having a tough round like him, this one looks a little high and left as well.
Yeah, even less of a chance.
When you're having a tough round like him, really easy to come to this hole and be like, nope, going for it. Gotta get it because I'm only one under.
Yeah.
Lays up.
Yeah.
Sticks to his game plan.
Yeah.
McBeth is... See, this is more driven.
But it's still this is still not good.
I was expecting that to be hung out a little bit more to the right. And you know what? Those little limbs there.
That little leaf touch maybe is enough.
Yep.
Wow. I didn't like it. It was drifting left pretty good.
OB, yeah.
Mario holding the follow through as he lays that one up about 15 feet short. Now Eagle. The birdie streak is over, but can he save the par? No. Kyle Klein to keep a clean round. No.
And McBeth with a chance to take 2 shots back.
No.
Tough putt for all of them.
Yeah. And McBeth to take a par.
Yes.
Matt looking like a smart guy with that layup play.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this hole was absolute brutal. 7s, 6s, ton of 5s. More holes over par than at par.
More players, wow.
Yeah. "19% of the field was able to capture the big birdie here. They brought the basket in and a little left from the 2022 version of the European Open. Makes that hole a little bit more attackable, a little bit more justifiable in your head when you're standing on the tee there, because it seems like, yeah, it's right there, it's downhill. 475 is not that far when you're going downhill 60 feet, but that is a very small landing zone, and it's a great birdie to get.
Looking at one of the signature holes, 16 par 4, 728, 222 meters. This one plays with bunker rules. No penalties are assessed on this hole if you are out of bounds, as we would normally call it. Anywhere in that grayed out area, you're going to immediately rethrow. You don't wait for the next guy in your group. You just go right back to your bag and take another shot. No penalties, but this one can still blow up big.
Oh, Matty O pushing that backside line. He's going to stay in bounds. That is a tricky spot to be. That is a scary 320 feet to the pin from that back edge OB line.
Do you still get a meter relief on this hole?
Yeah, it's not hazard. That is certifiably out of bounds.
Yeah.
So I would imagine you'd still get that meter.
You just don't get crazy penalized for it.
Yeah.
I like how at our majors they just decide to make brand new rules that we don't play all year.
It just seems to work on this hole, though.
It makes this hole, I think it's a good thing for this hole, because in its current construction, if you did it another way, I mean, you might start seeing 12s.
You'd see 12s, 15s.
Yeah.
You'd see big numbers.
Yeah, because when the wind is not favorable, that crossing shot, you can throw your best 2 discs at it and then be really up against it for what to do on that third try. These guys are putting down some nice drives.
There was no question about Kyle and Eagle's drive out of their hand. Those were perfect. What do we see from McBeth? He is lining up forehand, and this is a long forehand. 330, maybe 340 onto the postage stamp island.
Oh, it looks great. Beautiful shot.
That is a fantastic.
Oh, wait, no, it was Eagle who's been jumping the hay bale.
I think Eagle may go for the trifecta here. I mean, we might see him go low driver, play for the intentional skip over the bales, and to try to be the first guy to kind of come away with all 3 birdies with hay bale skips.
Well, you'd have to be the first because the hay bales on 8 are brand new.
Oh, he'll be the
It's
first.
like the guy who scaled, the skyscrapers.
Everest,
Like, I'll be the first guy.
Sir Edmund Hillary.
Hillary,
Yeah.
Well, big shot there for Kyle, and he stepped up huge.
Ooh.
Big birdie. Matty O putting the brakes on. There's actually $1,000 bounty for the 2 on this hole, and it says dollars. I wonder if they mean euros, but
Oh no, it's way too high to skip.
Bounce, though?
unfortunately, Eagle has just put the pro backs
Yeah.
on and parked it.
Missed a big chance, missed a big opportunity to be a pioneer, but he's going to get the birdie. It's good consolation. Well done.
And 2 in 1 round is really great.
And Eagle, yeah, it's a sigh of relief. Even the best players in the world know how quick this hole can get out of hand. And we are going to see a star frame on 16. That's a good feeling heading into the final 2 holes, which can play brutal.
I wouldn't be surprised if this is the only star frame of the whole day. I don't know.
Oh,
but
on 16.
yeah. It's a pretty tough hole.
I laid up. So, I totally get
I'm
that.
going to switch to your play, I think.
Chip, chip, chip. But then these guys are going to be getting 4 strokes on the tournament on me. But
Maybe.
2 star frames in the last 4 holes for our feature group. And looking at leaderboard, we've got some 9 unders. We've got Ezra Aderhold in the clubhouse at 9 under, and a couple of unheard of names by this one commentator. Some Finns out there doing some work here at the Finnish Major. No surprise there.
17, par 3, 459 feet, sloping down to that left side. OB all around the basket. If you're going backhand like Matt, you want to see just the slight drift, and he's got that. Can it now come back and skip down this hill a bit? Yes.
That is a just awesome drive. It comes up just a bit short. Very scary putt still. But controlling the drive at that distance with that much slope is just, it's so impressive.
what is this one as far as difficulty? 4?
It's the 4th most difficult hole,
Yeah.
Paul. Good call. It plays a quarter over par.
Plays impossible, really.
Nice.
These guys are making it look so easy. It's definitely not. They're on the mid-range in,
So
which
low.
makes a lot of sense.
This has got to be way short. Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to give a quick random shout out to my longtime caddy here at the European Open who's unable to make it this year. He's caddied every shot I've ever thrown here, Mikael Runinen. He messaged me with some advice. He said, play for par on 3 and play for par on 17.
And what'd you get on 17?
I just couldn't lay up. We had a tailwind and I parked it. And I had to apologize to Mikael after the round, and he said he understood.
Well, sometimes you got to make tough decisions.
True.
If there's a headwind, though, this hole becomes nearly impossible, even for the longest forehand players. Eagle with a good layup. Kyle not wanting any of that action, also laying up, as you can see the out of bounds.
Oh,
Yeah.
a good putter.
McBeth with the decision. He has to go for this one.
That could have easily rolled. That is a good break
Off it
all
does.
by itself, just to sit down after the missed putt.
Matteo also with the scary putt.
Look at that, to get to 3 under.
Bringing it back.
He's a fighter for the last 5 holes.
So good on this back 9.
Now, this is not where you get the 4 through 5 stretches.
That's with laying up. on
Yeah, so it's
15.
perfection.
Yeah, it's
it's
perfect.
perfection to his game plan through this last hour of real-time play.
All 5 of the hardest holes on the course. Wow.
One more
18,
bruiser.
yeah.
One more bruiser.
As a spectator, you gotta love seeing a course finish with the 4th most difficult and the most difficult hole on the course, because you never know what's going to happen going into these final 2.
And what's 16?
16 is it's
The easiest hole in the world.
16 can play easy, but can also end your tournament, as we've seen Ricky Wysocki in the past having the lead going into those final stretches and throwing it away on that 16th hole.
The iconic 18th uphill par 4, 699 feet. 213 meters, tiny green, elevated basket. That little bubble of OB right there at the top of your screen just wreaks havoc as you're trying to throw that big hyzer up. Position play off the tee for most players, I think. They just want to get inbounds and set themselves up to throw the power hyzer up the hill.
Very good shot.
Well done. What a classy finish here from Matty. You knew it took him a long time to get things going. Now he's dancing. Throwing all sorts of moves out there. I don't know what that was. McBeth, yeah, he likes going that big high stall play to get back in bounds.
Might be having some fir tree issues as far as line to the basket, but inbounds, I'm sure he'll find a way.
Eagle full aggressive mode. This is trying to go to that second landing zone. Oh boy, does it with just ease.
Yeah, no problem for him.
That is such a good drive.
Yeah, mid-range is all he's going to have.
Maybe even putter.
Yeah, if he wants it easily. Does Kyle want to follow him? Looks like it. Little more hyzer here, but it does appear to be attacking that second zone.
Oh, and he is going to be stymied. So 10 under seems to be the mark that's going to stay unless Kyle does something really, really bad or really, really good.
This would be such a good finish. Can this thing get up on the green?
Out of bounds. So common to see someone players come up short there.
Early as well, right?
Yeah.
He didn't touch any of the green, I don't believe.
No, he's going to be somewhere in that 50-foot range.
Oh, Paul's just fine with the tree. He was not behind it like I feared.
That's such a bummer for Matt. He's up half, maybe 6 inches to a foot from clearing and having an absolute tap-in right there for par.
And this has got to be a layup.
Yep. So Kyle's best score now is at that 10 under mark, which would be leading the way if he's able to get up and down and secure the par.
Paul's like, I would have gone for that. You see, here's the thing. If you just get to 11.
I believe the order of these flags up here behind the scorecard or scoreboard usually stay the same. And it's nice because if you get to that landing zone, you can always aim at the same flag every single year. I'm always aiming for Estonia. Eagle, after that incredible drive up to the bullseye, he's going to finish with a birdie.
I'm always aiming for that one. That flag right there.
Yeah, that little Discmania flag up top or whatever it is. But I don't think that's good. You have that kind of height coming in, you're going to have a bad day.
Dude.
Yeah.
Matty,
Oh.
Good effort. The height was right. Once again, just chaining out on the right side. Going to finish his day at 2 under. And McBeth climbing the leaderboard. Never really out to a great leading the pace start. But finishes round at 8 under, which is an incredible round.
Those guys have a knack for getting the job done. However they got to do it. They figure out a way to score. I mean, same with the Eagle. He was 1 over after 5 holes. Finishes 8 under. It's pretty gnarly.
Yeah, I mean, for the best players in the world that are playing hot right now, I think 8 under is kind of just average day at the office. You know, if they're going to find a way. There's going to be hiccups on the way to 8 under. A lot of players, it's going to look like perfection to get to 8 under, but not for Eagle McMahon, not for Paul McBeth. Yeah. There's room. Not for Kyle Klein. There's room for these guys to kind of have their issues, and they're still going to get the opportunities to push to those scores.
I can't imagine many players in the field had 7 birdies on the back 9 like Eagle just put that.
Oh my goodness.
That's just incredible stuff. With the bogey, he still shot 6 under on the back. What a scrap. The second half and third half, the second, third, and the last third
yeah.
of the round were just incredible for Eagle McMahon.
I absolutely could have used a third half to try to get my score a little lower down. That would have been real nice.
Well, we've got some new names here on Jomez going into the second round of the major. It's going to be awesome calling these guys as they have shot an incredible 9 under start.
Oni Armanen, I'll give it a try.
Yep.
And Ezra Aderhold.
Yeah, good. Well done.
The story proving it.
All right, let's see it along with Kyle Klein. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to round 1 coverage from the European Open presented by Discmania. We'll see you tomorrow for round 2.